Hello everybody. It is cold. It has been so cold that I haven't been out here in the barn in the last few days, simply because I don't have any heat, and yet. Anyway, it's warmed all the way up to, I think, about 30 degrees today, so I can get back out here. But I wanted to show you something. We went north a couple days ago to join in the celebration of Two Family Homestead's Hanukkah. And while there, I was presented with an item that doggone it, I'm so proud of it, I have to show it off. My buddy Daryl, or BFGT as I've always called him, from Two Family Homestead, went out into his garage and he made something. He made something, and to me, it's probably one of the best things that I have ever received. I don't know. See it up there on top of that cabinet, or that shelf? He made me a sign. He routed it out, hand done, and did this, stained it, wrapped it, and handed it to me with a couple more items. I brought it out here, set it up on top of those shelves because they were about the only thing that was big enough to hold it, because that's 4 feet wide. Daryl, thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. It could not have been any better than that. Thank you again. Okay. We got a project now that we're getting ready to work on. You've seen some of it. Here, up there, over there. All of this, where I am putting 1.5-inch styrofoam sheets in between all of the girts on this barn to try to get it insulated. I can't heat this place until after it's insulated. So we went and bought some more insulation. Now, maybe you can see. 5 feet of 1.5-inch styrofoam insulation. Fits perfectly between the girts, and it will give me insulation all the way to the ceiling. Now, the reason there is so much of it, and there is a bunch of it, matter of fact, we got 35 sheets of it, is because there's enough here now not only to finish that wall, to finish this wall, and to finish that wall, but to do the roof too, so that I can actually have it completely enclosed and insulated, not like a house, but okay, there's the first sheet in. 2 pieces, all from 1 sheet. We'll do the same thing here, and do the same thing here. Not to mention this over here. Now my issue is all of this concrete that I showed you before is sitting in front of that. I don't know if I'm going to be able to put that in there without moving the concrete. I don't know. We'll find out. Okay, I'll be back out tomorrow. It's getting dark. I might be out tomorrow or whenever the next warmer day is, and we will continue, and of course, as always, I'll bring you along. We have the back wall done. or as high as I'm going to go, because there will be a ceiling in here that'll be at the bottom of those rafters. And like I said, all I had to do was move some of the things around, and I was able to pretty much put that one in, and never had to move the concrete. So we're getting ready to start over here. Gonna move this stuff out somewhere, and as we get done, we'll move it back in, and we're going to try to get at least this section and this section done today. We'll be back in a little bit. You know, it's coming along. It's been what, three weeks maybe since I started putting this insulation up because of the sub-freezing temperature. And anyway, last night I was talking with Daryl up there at Two Family Homestead, and he said, you better be showing the people how you're doing this, not just that you're doing it. Well, it's a good thing he said it when he did, because that is all that's left. Well, actually that down there too. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how I do it. I take each one and I measure it in 3 spots. I measure it on each end, and I mark it in the middle, and I measure it there. As you can see here, I've already done it, and I've already put the measurement down on the wall. 16.5, 16 and 13/16, and 17. Now, as much as Daryl and I tried our best to make sure everything was level and plumb and square, that right there shows you that there's a ½ an inch difference there. But that's okay. You know, the barn's built. That's all that matters. Now, one thing I do know I have to do is I have to go and caulk this crack, and all the way around on the 3 sides. And I'm also going to have to find something to seal this corner up, and I believe that's going to probably have to be some type of a sealant caulking or whatever all the way around too, because when the concrete guys did this, as you can see right here, see the crack of the skirt board? There's a skirt board that's buried, which is fine, but there's a crack, which means on days like yesterday and the day before and whatever, when we had a lot of snow outside and it melts, then the water has a tendency to seep through. Even though it's not supposed to, it does, and this floor is damp. Now, hopefully by putting this insulation up, that's going to reduce some of the dampness in here. I really do believe that it's going to. Remember, I showed you just a few minutes ago, I showed you all of the measurements that I already had. So what we have to do now is to determine what side goes that way and what side goes this way. And to tell you the truth, we'll just play it by, right there's my 4-foot mark. We'll play it like it's laid out now, which we know at this end is going to be 17 inches. And on all of these, I usually cut them just a little bit shy. Let's go ahead and mark the center. Come over here, and this measurement was 16 and 13/16. And then this one here was 16.5. Now, if I'm lucky, and believe it or not, I have been a couple of times, that may represent a straight line. So I then go ahead and I chalk line it. And by putting it on this, the two, and looking in the center, it is a perfect chalk line. Perfect line. Now, because I don't care to be over here at such a close quarters, I'm going to go ahead and flip this around. This also gives you an idea of just how lightweight this is. And again, just like when I was doing this on Mama's side over there, same knife, going to use the same knife, and I'm going to cut this just and leave the line show on this side of the knife. Now we have to make at least 2 runs in this slicing mode or slicing position, going slow to make sure that I keep it as close to the edge of that line as possible. There we go. The walkways twice in order to make sure that Mama can safely walk back and forth. She's over on her side now, and she's got knee problems going right now. As a matter of fact, we have an appointment Monday to have that checked out. So I got to make sure that I keep the ice out from under her feet if I possibly can. Okay, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to turn the camera and show you how this goes in, and just how simple this is. We're going to show you how this thing goes in there. Now, as you hopefully can tell, I'll try to get out of the way here. You can just slide her back in if I haven't cut right, and it looks like I do. The biggest problem is blowing this and getting it back in behind this one without breaking it out here. Believe me, there's a couple back in there that are broken. Okay. Fit in there just like that. Now the one thing that I've done here is, you can see I've already got one there. I got to put one up there, but I have those struts that I have to go behind. So there's really only one way to do it, and that is to cut the board just like it always is, you know, where you measure it, cut it, and then split it in half. Put one half in first, and then the other half. And I've already got them marked so that it can be kind of confusing. So I got them marked to which side goes where, and we will get up there and start doing this here. I'll set this on the tripod over there so you can see how it's being done, and then I'll go ahead and do the other half, or the other side. Be back. That's one side. Couple of trips back in the house to get warm. had to fit things together a little more than I had hoped for. And I'll give you a little close-up to show you what I mean. Right there, you can see it. There's a little 4.5 inch piece that I had to pressure fit back in there because it's a 9-foot door. And when I was doing this piece over here, I didn't take for that, and I cut it off rather than let it stick out. If that's the only problem, then that's not a problem. And of course down here I had to fit 2 pieces together in order to fill that, in order to also save the rest of these full sheets for the ceiling. The walls are done. That's what I'm going to call part 1. Part 2 will be up here. This is Ted Homer. I want to thank you all for stopping by. Don't forget to give us thumbs up. Subscribe. Tell your family. Tell your friends. Just tell anybody you see walking along the street. They all need to know about it. Y'all have a blessed, blessed day. We'll catch you the next time with part 2, and hopefully it's not going to take over a month to get it done like it did part 1. Darn blasted cold just makes it hard for this old man to get out here and do too much all at once. Y'all have a great day. Bye-bye.